As I explained in class the other day, there are 3 ways to give attribution or credit to sources. The first way is through creating a works cited page or a list of all the sources that you're using to create the document. In our case, all I'm requiring is that you list hop1, and the URL for the address in a list, and hop2, and so on, up to 40 total hops. Without this essential piece, you've committed plagiarism, which is a no. The second way to give credit is via parenthetical in-text citations, which are also a requirement in order to avoid plagiarism. While your works cited page will provide a list of all of the sources you've used for the piece of writing that you're creating, the parenthetical in-text citations are located in the actual body of the text. If you included information, for instance, from a source that I wrote, you would write my last name in the parenthetical in-text citation after the information that you've taken from me as a source. Whatever you put in parentheses here should match whatever the first thing is over on the works cited page. Could be last name or an article name. This will depend on the works cited entry that you create, and you'll want to use a handbook, perhaps even the Purdue OWL online if you don't have a hard copy handbook. When I said that the source started with the last name Lemire. Let's keep talking about parenthetical in-text citations for a minute. In the first example, the sentence itself doesn't tell us where the information is coming from, which means that we need to provide that information in the parenthetical in-text citation. I already created. That being said, I would write Lemire in the parenthetical in-text citation. There are no page numbers because I'm citing a lecture. In the second example, I say according to our English 102 lecture, which is telling me more about where the source is or what source it is, but what should I put at the end? Since English 102 lecture doesn't match the leftmost item in the works cited entry, I still need to put Lemire. This last example is a little bit different though. Here I say according to Amber Lemire. In that case, I actually do not need an in-text citation, unless there's a page number for the source that I'm using. For your assignment, you shouldn't be writing hop 1 or hop 2 or according to hop 3 in the actual sentences themselves, so you're always going to have a parenthetical in-text citation to show me where you're getting the information from. The parenthetical will always include hop 1, hop 2, hop 3, hop 4, and so on, because that is the leftmost item on your works cited page. This moves us on to the final means of attribution, and that is signal phrases. You should use signal phrases to cue your reader to when you're about ready to use information from a source. Thus, source material begins with a signal phrase, includes paraphrasing, summarizing, or quoting, and then ends with an in-text citation. These two pieces, both the signal phrase and the in-text citation, help to show where the source material is located so that readers can tell the difference between your own ideas and source ideas. See the template here. You're writing your own ideas. Now you're about ready to switch into source material, so provide a signal phrase. Write in the source ideas, quoting, paraphrasing, summarizing. If you need to keep going across sentences, keep going, go a bit more, and then do the citation. The signal phrase and the citation show me the difference between source ideas and your own ideas. Then you can continue on with your own ideas again. If you want more source material, signal phrase, provide it, and cite. Carry on once more with your own ideas. To become skillful at signal phrases, you need to think about ethos. As I mentioned in class, saying according to Kaufman doesn't mean much to readers, But if you say, according to an article in the New York Times, that carries a little bit more weight. If you say, according to President Obama, that's a little bit more powerful than according to the New York Times, depending on what you're writing about. Or a better example might be, according to a Harvard University study, or according to a university biology professor. Hopefully this was a good review for you. Now let's talk one more time about a really important thing before we move on. Plagiarism. Don't copy and paste without giving credit. Even if you give credit, it's still plagiarism because you're copying and pasting word for word. This is better, and this is even better, but both of these examples could lead to a form of plagiarism called over-quoting, which is having too much source material and not enough of your own voice. Taking away the quotation marks and changing a few words to make it your own is another form of plagiarism called substitution. So read through the source, close it, shut it down, put it away, think through the ideas, and then write from memory so that you're using your own words. Email me if you have any questions.